Yo squad, happy Saturday, what's happening? It's your dude PinoE, and for today's video I want to take a look at Nike SB and some of the brand's most iconic drops. Couple things before we start. First up, don't forget to smash the like button, and second, there's a Nike SB currently selling for $15,000. I want you to pause the video and take a guess in the comments below at which pair that is. Now without any further ado, let's go. In 2002, the skateboard industry was buzzing. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was a best-selling video game, and even though I had no clue about skateboarding, I knew who Bucky Lasek, Bob Burnquist, and Tony Hawk were. And in March of 2002, Nike launched Nike Skateboarding, better known as Nike SB. This year, Nike SB turns 15 years old, so let's run through some of the brand's most iconic drops. The initial launch was a 4-pair collection called Colors By, and each pair came in the Dunk Low silhouette. For this launch, Nike told its newly put together pro team to use the Dunk as a blank canvas, and shoe number 1 from the pack was the Nike SB Dunk Low Pro Mulder. Selling in the classic orange and brown Nike box and coming in a white, Orion blue, and white colorway, Richard Mulder looked back to his childhood for his inspiration. His very first pair of Nikes were a white and blue leather sneaker, and that was exactly how his pair was released. Shoe number 2 in the Colors By collection came from Danny Supa Siri Rad, aka Danny Supa, coming in the same brown and orange Nike box and featuring a safety orange, hyper blue, and white colorway. Danny Supa wanted something that would represent his hometown of New York City, and if you want to represent NYC on a shoe, give it the Knicks colorway, and that's what Danny and Nike did with shoe number 2. Over to shoe number 3, the Nike SB Dunk Low Pro REESE. When Reese Forbes met with the Nike SB team, his inspiration came from another piece of footwear, the suede work boot. When building out a shoe, the colorway is one aspect the designer looks at, and the other is the material. Rather than using the commonly used cow suede, Reese chose to go with the pig suede, which gave it a rich, soft, and supple feel. This pair came in the same brown and orange Nike box, and the official colorway is wheat, twig, and dune. And shoe number 4, the last of the 4 original pairs to release in the Nike SB Color By collection, is the Nike SB Dunk Low Pro Gino. Gino Linucci was the final member of the original Nike SB team, and he had a simple direction for his pair. He's always been attracted to dark colors, and what he wanted was a dark upper with a matching dark bottom, and that's exactly what he got. Add in some perforated leather to the upper, and the Nike SB Color By collection was complete. All 4 pairs released in March 2002, and retail price was only $65. The entry into skateboarding wasn't easy. This was a time where skateboarding was becoming mainstream, but was still trying to keep corporate out of the pot. However, Nike had more planned for 2002. After choosing their skateboarding team, Nike then looked to the companies supplying and sponsoring the riders, and at that time, Danny Supa was riding for Zoo York, so Zoo York was first up. This black and brown dunk featured stencil-style graphics, contrasting between the matte brown and gloss black, as well as a gum outsole. There's no word on how many of these were actually made, but they dropped in June 2002. It was a limited release, and retail for these was $130. Continuing with their collaborations, Nike next tapped Supreme on the shoulder, and the two would release the Nike SB Dunk Low Supreme pack. 2 pairs were dropped in this pack, with 1 pair coming in a black and red colorway, with the second coming in a white and blue colorway. But what really brought the attention to this pack was the use of the classic Air Jordan 3 elephant print. Up until this point, no other Nike or Jordan brand shoe, aside from the 3, had used this material, but when Supreme asked, Nike obliged. When this collab dropped, it kicked off another level of Nike SB hype, but there was definitely another level to the Nike SB game that was soon to come. Both pairs of the Supreme SBs released in September of 2002, and they retailed for only $65 a pair. Up until this point, Nike SB relied on their pro skate team to help decide the direction that the colorways would take on, and in December 2002, the Nike SB Dunk Low Pro REESE denim would release for $65. Around the time of this release, Reese Forbes had just launched his own denim line, which featured distressed details, and that line of jeans was the inspiration for this shoe. Early samples of the shoe had artwork by Natas Kopas on the sock liner, but that was dropped by the time the shoe made it to production. You might have missed these when they dropped, but the high is expected to release later this year. Things kept rolling in 2003 when Nike dropped the Nike SB Dunk Low Pro Buck, and this was the first shoe to release in the Nike SB Silver Box. Phil Knight, the founder of Nike, has always been proud of his Oregon roots, and he's just as proud that he ran track for and graduated from the University of Oregon. So when Nike SB decided to create a shoe for Phil Knight, it was a simple decision to use Oregon's colors, and just as easy to name the shoe by using Phil Knight's nickname, Buck. Retail for these was $65. The first Nike SB Supreme collaboration was crazy, and Supreme wanted to follow that up by releasing 3 pairs instead of 2, and using the Nike SB Dunk High silhouette rather than the low. The 3 pairs came in a white and red, white and orange, or white and blue colorway, with all 3 pairs featuring repeating gold stars and a gold Supreme lace lock. What not many people know is that the shoe was meant to feature repeating Nike swooshes, and although the stars were ultimately chosen for production, both high and low top samples featuring the Nike swoosh do exist. All 3 pairs released in August 2003, and retail was set at $75 a pair. In April 2004, Nike released the Nike SB Dunk High Pro Sea Crystal. This shoe was designed by Sandy Boddicker, who came across a color that reminded him of washed out sea glass that he used to collect as a kid on the beaches of Connecticut. Helping to accentuate the shoe's vibrant colors, the designer chose to use pig suede on the upper. This pair released in January 2004 for $75, and since then, a couple more variants of this colorway have released. In July 2004, California would get its first Nike SB in the form of the Nike SB Dunk Low Pro CALI. Chris Reed was the product manager over at Nike SB, and as a California native, he wanted to create something for his home state, and the CALI was born. The inspiration for the colorway was the California state flag, and rumor has it only 444 pairs of these were ever released to California skateboard retailers only. Retail price was still $65. The Nike SB White Dunk series created what are probably the most iconic SB Dunks of all time. Included in the pack were the Nike SB Dunk Paris, London, Tokyo, and the legendary PIGEON. For each of these models, only 202 pairs were made and released, with things reaching insane levels. Each pair released for $65, except for the PIGEONs, which had a $200 retail tag. For any sneakerhead out there, it was really the PIGEON that took collecting to new heights and introduced this world of ours to the outsiders. When word got out the PIGEONs were releasing, a line started to form with more people waiting than pairs existed, and a huge riot ensued with police being called. Rumors had it that stick-up men were waiting around the corners of the block, so each person who bought a pair was escorted through the back of the store to a waiting taxi. After things finally calmed down, baseball bats and machetes were found around the block. Definitely the most hype release in sneaker history. Medicom had already collaborated with Nike, and their follow-up was the Nike SB Dunk Low Pro Medicom 2. The first pair was successful, but the follow-up remains a favorite for fans of Nike SB. Grabbing some inspiration from the REESE denim, this pair was constructed using a tasteful combination of dark and light black denim. But the biggest reason this remains a collectible shoe is due to Medicom themselves, remaining relevant in pulp culture through its bare brick empire. Another one of the most hyped and sought after SBs are the Nike SB Dunk Low Pro Diamond, which released in August 2005. This pair was part of the Nike SB Team Manager series, which featured selected industry team managers to color up shoes, which were then accompanied by ads featuring the team manager's rider. 4 pairs were part of this series, but the most successful were the Diamond, also known as Tiffany Dunks, due to their use of the Tiffany blue color. This pair came in the Nike pink box, and only 4,000 pairs were sold. One of the best pairs arriving in the purple box were the Nike SB Dunk Low Premium SBTG. Mark Ong from Sabotage started as a shoe customizer, taking iconic models and upgrading them with hand-painted graphics and patterns. What has made Nike SB great is their ability to allow creators to use the shoe as a blank canvas and to create some beautiful, crazy, and wild patterns and color combinations. In August 2006, Mark Ong got his turn to play with the Dunk Low, and the SBTG was released. So that completes our list, but here's a couple of honorable mentions that need to be included in this video. The Concepts Nike SB Blue Lobster was released to the public back in 2009, and during the release, Concepts owner Tariq Hassan was seen wearing a yellow lobster version. Rumor has it only 36 pairs were made for friends and family. Featuring the infamous Freddy Krueger sweater in green and red stripes with blood spatter across the upper, the Krueger lows are one of the most sought after SBs. Featuring tonal black on black, elephant print leather and suede, the Nike SB Dunk Entourage was created by the show Entourage's founder Doug Ellen, and to celebrate the final season of the show, this pair was created for friends and family. Including the show's logo on the tongue tag and detailed graphics on the insole, these are a must for collectors. If you're gonna drop a pair on 420, it has to be a loosely weed-inspired shoe, and that's what Nike did when they dropped the Nike SB Dunk High Skunk on April 20th, 2010. The Nike SB Dunk 3 Bears pack included 3 pairs, but for this video, I'm just gonna post up the Papa Bear. I don't actually like these, but like I said earlier in the video, I do love how Nike SB can get creative with their drops. Okay, and now the last pair for the video, the Nike SB Dunk that is selling for an amazing $15,000. This is your last chance to take a guess and leave a comment below. That pair is the Nike SB Dunk High Wu-Tang. The color inspiration from the shoe is said to come from the 1998 album cover The Swarm, which was a record put out by Wu-Tang members and affiliates. The pair was released in 1999 and features a simplistic two-tone black and yellow colorway with the iconic Wu-Tang logo embroidered on the heel and a custom tongue tag. Only 36 pairs of this shoe were ever made. And that does it for today's video, everyone. If you enjoyed it, and I hope you did, hit that like button. If you're new around here, subscribe, join the squad. If you have something to say, leave it in the comments below. And I'm out.